Hello, we are going to discuss how to make a triple line graph in Excel. This would be useful if you have three different data sets that you are trying to compare. So in this lab, we had three different buggies, um, two of which started at 0 meters, and the third had a different starting point. And then we had two different colors of buggies that we noticed went very different speeds, with the red buggy going faster than the blue buggy. So let's make a scatter plot with all three of these data points. So once you have your data entered in, where you have your times, that was your independent variable that you chose, you are going to have a different column for each dependent variable measurements for each different data set. If you had different times for each data set, that is totally fine. You can just put three different time columns as well. But me, I did the same set of times for each buggy. So just like before, we are going to click in an empty box, and we're going to click Insert, and under the Charts panel on this ribbon here, we are going to click the scatter plot, and we are going to select the first option, scatter. Right now it is a blank box. If yours isn't blank, it's probably because you didn't click an empty cell beforehand. And that might be okay. You might end up having the same graph that we do, so hang tight. So once we click the scatter plot, we can go up to the top here, and the chart design menu should be automatically selected. So we have chart design. We're going to click the button that says select data. Once we select data, we should have an option that says add. This is where we're going to add data to our graph. So we have three different data sets, in other words, three different series of points that we're going to tell Excel to do. So we're actually going to name the series this time. So the first box, we're going to call it red buggy. And on the x-axis, we will do our independent variables. So that was time. So we're going to select the numbers for time. Make sure that when you have your numbers, you do not have any letters. So I hope you did not put down 1 second, 2 seconds, because that is going to freak Excel out. It's not going to know what to do with those letters. So if you put down seconds or your units in each block, you need to delete those units. In the Y values section, notice I deleted the =1 that was already there, and I'm going to highlight the numbers for the red buggy's position. Again, make sure you don't have any letters highlighted. We have our unit recorded at the top of the column, so you don't have to write M on each and every one of these blocks. And notice it already made a line. Awesome. Press OK. And we're going to add another one. And we are going to name it the blue buggy. And just like last time, our independent variable will be time. So whichever column had the time for your blue buggy, go ahead and highlight those numbers. And we'll delete whatever is in the Y values box and highlight with the dependent variable for the blue buggy. And we have one more to add. So we're going to go ahead and click on add, and we'll say this is the third buggy, with our X values being independent variable time again, and the Y values, delete that =1 and highlight the third buggy again. Or for the first time, I guess. And press OK. If you notice that, ooh, this does not make a line or something looks wonky, you can edit any of these by selecting which one you want to edit and click Edit. And let's say I selected the wrong column. I just have to delete whatever is in the X values and highlight it again. Right, so if you notice that you made a mistake, you can click Edit and fix it. Press OK. Now that we have a graph, we should have what looks like 3 different lines made out of these dots. We are going to make sure we have axis labels. So I'm going to add this chart element at the very top under Chart Design, Add Chart Element. And I'm going to, there's a shortcut. Let's try this again. Instead of Add Chart Element, we're going to do the one next to it called Quick Layout. So Chart Design, Quick Layout. We're just going to pick the first one. So Layout 1. Notice that Layout 1 gives us a title and axis labels and a legend. So we know which one's red, blue, and the third buggy. I'm going to click on Layout 1. And I'm going to take a moment to change my axis titles. All you have to do is click on it and type in what the axis was. In this case, the y-axis is position, measured in meters. And the x-axis in this lab was time, measured in seconds. Which means our chart is position versus time, because we read left to right, position versus time. And now we are going to add lines of best fit. So we are going to click on the data points. Notice that when I clicked on the dot, it selected all of the points in that series. So once you select a series, you're going to right click and say Add Trend Line. So once you say Add Trend Line, you notice that a trend line appears, but you need to scroll down on this menu if you don't see the whole thing until you see Display Equation on Chart. And I am going to go ahead and display that equation. Check that box. And you can move that equation around by clicking and dragging so it is in a place that makes sense and isn't overlapped with other things. So I'll repeat that process for the rest of the buggies. I'm going to just regular click to select the series. So just click on a dot and then right click, add trend line, and then scroll down until you see the checkbox that says display equation on chart. And then we can move it to somewhere that kind of makes sense where we can see it. Last time, click on the points, right click, add trend line, scroll down, display equation on chart. Okay. And there's our graph. The last thing I'm going to show you is if it really bothers you, like it bothers me, that the red buggy is blue dots, you can click on the dots, and again, we can click on. Do you see how it says at the very top, series red buggy? That is going to allow us to change what color it is. So red buggy, we can change it to red, and that changes our trend line. If we click on this little drop-down menu, it can, we can pick, okay, that says series red trend line 1. If I click series red buggy, it highlights our little dots here, and I'm going to fill it with red. Right, so now it's actually red. The blue buggy, I'm going to do the same thing, right click on it, and I'm going to, right now it's selected the trend line. I can make it blue. And then I select the series and I can again make it blue. Right, so now my red is red and my blue is blue, which is just more comfortable for me. Right. It still has an orange outline, which is kind of annoying. I'm not sure why it does that. It says blue, so let's just really, I guess that's just how it's going to be. Oh well. we'll leave it at that for now. Here's our graph. Now what we need to do is we need to rewrite these equations. So that way they are physics equations. So remember, when we rewrite equations, we turn this equation, which is y equals mx plus b, and we turn it into something more specific. So, for example, my y variable is position. So instead of y, I'm going to write down x, which is the physics variable for position. It's kind of weird, but if you think about how the buggy was driving along our measuring tape, if we imagine this measuring tape as a x-axis on a graph, we can say, all right, it might have started at 0, it might have started at the origin, and it ended up at, what is this, 1, 2, 3, 4, at 4 meters on the x-axis. If we think about those as coordinates, and it starts at 0, 0, and it ended up at 4, 0, our position changed the x coordinate. So position is x. The slope for the red buggy, at least, was 1.99. I'm just going to round that up to 2. So slope was 2, but we need a unit on those numbers. And slope is rise over run. So for every 2 meters that this buggy drove, 1 second surpassed. So it's 2 meters for every 1 second. So 2 meters for each second is our slope. The x-axis, the variable is time. So we're going to write t for time. And the y-intercept for the red buggy here, we can see is 0.08. And that is where the line matches or intersects with the y-axis. So that 0.08, or almost 0, is a point on the y-axis where all of the numbers are measured in meters. So that 0.08 right there is measured in meters. So we're going to do that for each line that we have. We're going to reformat the equation into a more appropriate physics equation before we put it on our lab report. So I hope that helped. Oops, I'm not sure where that's going to go. Hope that helped. You now know how to make a triple line graph, and you reviewed how to reformat an equation.